right back at it again. Fire, water, earth, yes, and don't forget the air. They be messing with the air, spraying chemtrails like they got something to fear. It's like playing truth or dare. When you know the truth, you don't got nothing to fear. Look, I see myself as I, cause I know within all of us there is an I. So I bust left so I can take flight. Spirit gone into ascension, that's the only thing that matters on this plane now. I don't play around, I'm reacting and responding to these transits and the deacons of the days now. Either one, I know or two, numerology is true, that is misused. So I'ma take advantage of the knowledge and the wisdom that I be receiving now. Either one, nine or two, I can roll there with you. Love is my teacher too. I can hold my own space too. First you gain an understanding, then you gain an overstanding, then you feel your inner standing, then you are the understanding. All these blind, weak sheep only stay understanding, so they never know the truth. Neither know what to do, what they taught you up in school. What's some shit that you don't use, only shit that you can use. You can count on one hand. When it comes to money, these niggas might cut off your hand. See the shit that you believe, it's maybe just like a seed planted by a group of people who don't really wanna see you in your true frequency. So it's spiritual war at an all-time high, and whoever is victorious, they got your mind. I just lay low while I'm planting seeds and by my time, separated from the weak, cause I act on what I see, and I never feel defeat. When you understand your life path, you learn the numbers before and after, how I made this course. Either one, nine or two, I can roll it with you. Life is my teacher too. I can hold my own space too. Happy now, all is now. It's a gift to be in the present. The fresh say signing back in here, putting out my perspective into the cloud of the collective to expand the collective consciousness. You're not tuning into the mind of an Ozzy the Moon / Aries Moon. And it is a Venus day, and it is Cancer hours still, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's still Cancer hours. So, and this is gonna be, I want to come up on here and talk about, first I'm gonna talk about the astrological energies you should look out for, as we got Moon in Libra, okay, and Sun in Cancer, okay, and we got, what's it called, Venus in Leo, okay, Venus just slid in Leo. So with Moon and squaring the Sun in Cancer, this is playing out as learning how to gain balance and fairness within your close ones or people you're close to, okay, and also learning how to gain fair and fairness and balance, as far as gaining balances within the familiar actions you take, so with Sun being in Cancer and the third decan, it's being filtered out through the Piscean influence, aka so Jupiter, so it makes it where you have this it could be diluted or not seeing the reality of the proper actions you need to take as far as to gain balance and fairness within your relationship for people, places, and things. So with this plays out, this plays out as a square, as learning how to react and respond towards your actions. Somebody said, are you protected properly? I don't know what the fuck that means, but shit, I don't know what you mean by that. But I protect myself basically. If I don't know if you mean physically, but or spiritually, but shit. What I'm doing now, what I'm doing now, what I'm doing right now, this uh teaching is basically keeping my head above waters and letting me know what actions to take and what actions not to take. So I protect myself in a lot of ways. So when you say, are you protected properly? I protect myself, knowing where to be, where to how to move based on these transits. All right. So, uh, where was I at? So, um, we got okay. So Venus and Leo. Okay, so Venus and Leo. This is playing out as gaining what's it called? Having uh the characters you express having relatable ways of expressing these sort of characters and these or enter new ways on entertaining a relationship for people, places, and things. Okay. You said I'm the second one to like. Shout out to you. Um, so eventually, uh, Venus is going to conjunct Mercury in Leo type shit, and this is going to, mix the sacral chakra with the throat chakra, and eventually people are gonna want to like really start to communicate and really, communicate whatever they feel as if you know and put it on a stage. People want to set the stage for this shit they communicate and entertain and what they love to entertain. So and for this is playing out me in my first house, so it's like the characters I'm valuing the characters that I express to uphold my self image or my first house, my ascendant, how I come off. So uh yeah. um Moon trining Jupiter. This is the gifts to react and respond towards growth, expansion, and gaining wisdom and learning and teaching. And this is the what's it called? Yeah, the gifts again. The gifts. So with this is playing out as the communication. So this is the eye of the eagle again. Or yeah, there's basically an air trine in the sky with Pluto and Aquarius as well. So we have this gift of communication where we want to uh react and respond in a communicative way. And as far as Jupiter, and this is what Jupiter expands. So what Jupiter expands is our ways of intellect, what we say, how we say it. So and our language of how we our body language to a certain extent. So it's just like, yeah. And gaining communication or knowledge and wisdom from uh, a higher, you know, your higher self, communicating with your higher self, because this is Jupiter dealing with that first eye and that communicate and that throat chakra, you know, uh, is sort of open. It's Jupiter and Gemini, that's how I get that, because Jupiter being in Gemini is filtered out through Mercury, so yeah. Moon moon is trining Jupiter, so we got the gift to communicate, react and respond in a communicative way with our relationship for people, places, and things. Okay, so Venus is trining North Node and Mercury is trining North Node. So this is the gift to relate and set the stage. Uh, uh, so set the stage in a or to communicate or value your North Node or your spiritual path at this time. Okay, so that's the gift to value your spiritual path at this time, as far as spiritual North Node being in Aries. And Mercury is the gifts to set the stage as far as communicating and expressing things that have to do with your spiritual path, Okay, so Mercury is basically Mercury's in conjuncting Saturn. So this is the what's it called? 150-degree angle for misunderstandings. Okay, so misunderstanding how to communicate and to communicate about to communicate or misunderstanding the characters you express to gain stability, security, or solid foundation to stand on within your reality. Okay, so it could play out as that, or misunderstanding how to love at this time. Misunderstanding what love really is, as far as to like how you can value or compromise with your reality at this time. Misunderstanding that. Okay, so yeah, with and we got uh Venus uh Venus squaring Mars and Mercury squaring Mars. So this is learning, okay? Learning how to basically learning how to love your passions, learning how to really love and compromise with your passions. So learning how you can also the characters you need to express to you know get your passions going and moving at this time. So it's a learning process. So you be learning how to also gain pentacles as far as money, gain what's it called? Because of Mars being in Taurus is also going to it's conjuncting Uranus at this time, so it's going to give you all sorts of feelings. And if you're not, it could be aggression if you haven't been finding a unique way and gaining expressing your passions, or unique way of releasing this Martian energy. But once that's the low octave, it could be aggression and anger. But the higher octave is just you having a whole new way of expressing your passions, a whole new way of expressing your passions in a unique way, you know so yeah. And so now that that's over with, what I'm going to talk about is the life path 1. Okay, so basically life path 1 for me is like again, so I want to, if you weren't here at the beginning of the video of the live, the song I played is called 1, 9, or 2, and that's basically filtered out through the knowledge that I got from Uriel, where he's talking about, if you, whatever life path you are, like I'm life path 1, you also tend to the life path before and after, so with that, you know, once I learned that it's a trip, that once I learned that Trinity, you know, the Trinity that goes with everything type shit in this reality. There's always a three. So there's always a three to everything. That 3, 6, 9, you know. So, you know, I figured out like life path one. Yeah, life path one is when I'm being athletic, you know, or when I'm being artistic, you know. And with uh this is playing out. That's the one. When I'm being artistic, athletic, could be argumentative, you know, to a certain extent. You know, that's when I'm, you know, trying to, you know, really hold my own independence, you know. So that's another one, independence, life path one. And then I peep it too. Life path two is when I'm being relatable, you know, when I'm being relatable, and when I'm, you know, trying to, you know, be more balanced, you know, when I'm going through trying to find balance and shit, you know, that's life path two. And then life path nine is what I'm doing now, the teaching, you know, life path nine, the wisdom, the teaching, the learning and teaching, this teacher and the student type shit, you know. So this is how that should play out, and you can do it for yourself type shit, you know. So as a life path one, I realized that I have to really, and I said in one of my previous videos, what have you done for yourself, you know? What can you do for yourself instead of relying on the external to give you. I didn't even turn my light on that shit ain't even plugged in. Is it? Fuck it. But anyways, life path one is basically like I do a lot for self because I'm independent as far as like, you know, the the shit as far as my mind, how my mind works type shit, you know. So it's like, because I think for myself, and I don't rely on an external being to necessarily show me the ways on how I should gain some sort of morality, you know? So instead, I go within, and then I realize what my spirit wants as a true individual, as a solo spirit, you know? So because that's basically where everything, once you go within, you know, you figure out your true needs and wants type shit, you know. So, and what you love and all that shit, and what as you find out your true uniqueness once you go within, you know. So basically, yeah, that's the one. And then the two is basically just like, yeah, the relating, and then the nine being the teaching. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Uh, yeah, and we got with Venus in that first house, transit in my first house, and Mercury and transit in my first house. I felt the need to wanna, you know, go live type shit and make it more, you know, first and personal type shit. Yeah. So yeah, the first stage signing out. Catch you next now.